All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. I'm your host, Caesar. With me, we have a very, very special guest. Another Valley legend, honestly, in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, what's up, man? My name is Juan Pablo Reyes, also known as JP Murals. I've been painting murals for the past 10 years now. And I'm right here with my boy right here, so I'm excited.
Thank you again, bro, for coming
Yes,
on,
sir.
bro. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it, man. Yeah, we've been trying to schedule this. We've both been like really busy and stuff like that, but we finally got it working. We're here now, bring you in it. I like, as everybody knows, whoever I interview, I like to have them pick the place where we interview. Right now we're in the city of Van Nuys and the projects. Go ahead and give me a little explanation, like why'd you want to do it here, bro?
Well, this is a spot where, my parents reside at, This is a spot where I grew up at. We literally don't have no choice where we grew up at, This is a spot that we were able to afford when we were young, you know what I mean? And, by the virtue of that, I was able to land here. I made my upbringing here. You know what I mean? So I feel comfortable here, so why not do it in my community, in my neighborhood that, I feel good at.
I feel you on that. All right, so let's get right into it, bro. Growing up in the valley, that's pretty much what it's about. Where you grew up. We're here in the projects. Starting off. How was it? Growing up here. Start from let's do like 10 years and under. How was that?
10 years and under, I was 20 years old, man. You know what I mean? Which, it still seems young, you know what I mean? But I even go further than that, I ended up here in the San Fernando Gardens, and just like any kid trying to fit in, trying to see, trying to make new friends. I was a new kid on the block, so, a lot of the homies were like, yeah, man, come kick it down here, So, I naturally, you naturally as a kid, you go where other kids are at, So I was like, yeah, for sure, man. So I started kicking it with like a few of my boys, a few friends, and as time passed, transgression goes on. And, things, like some turn right, some turn left,
Yeah.
But I kept going forward on my path as an artist, and I had my own, ups and downs, but I use that as a fuel to always kind of propel me to my next step, though,
I feel you on that. So when did you actually start getting into painting like that?
Yeah, hold on, let my boy pop out right here. ¿Cómo está? Bien? Estamos haciendo como un podcast. Sí. Sí, vamos aquí. ¿Cómo está aquí toda la cosa?
En español también se puede.
Sí.
Es un buen verbo ahí.
Sí, bueno. Sí, no, pero estamos recorriendo ahorita, estamos en vivo. Sí. Sí.
Ok, no, todo bien.
Ok, gracias. That's some hood shit right here. Everybody knows each other. We literally don't have like a backyard or back space. Everybody's tightly knitted here. So, your neighbors know everything about you. It's literally a tight-knitted community because we don't have a lot of privacy, So we try to embrace that as people. And, when it starts getting darker, all the kids start coming out, especially in the summer.
Yeah,
so,
it
it feels like tightly knitted,
So, I mean, before we get into like your whole, your journey of becoming an artist and stuff like that, I want to get into the community. So, like you said, you guys are really tight, close as this community here in the San Fernando Gardens. How was it like when it was a new person moving into the buildings? How was that?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, when you're a kid moving in, you automatically start gravitating to some of the other kids that are within the neighborhood, and you start playing cops and robbers, you start playing freeze tag, you start, buying ice cream. I remember back in the day, the people that really do know, we had Metro kids right here that used to come and do little live shows, so all those things kind of just make you build up a brotherhood, and, eventually you start growing up and people start picking sides and all of that, that's something that naturally happens wherever you go because you have pride where you come from, and like you got no choice over that because this is where your parents landed, and this is like it becomes deep rooted within your development as a teen, as a kid, to an adulthood.
Yeah. So right here, it's like really a tight community. Like it's generations after generations, then, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I say unfortunate because it's supposed to be a spot where you come in here. You're supposed to get up on your feet and you got to move out and let the next person come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But eventually people took this as like their nest. and we have generations upon generations, 3-4 generations here, so. I'm trying to break that cycle within my own little family, but I don't down nobody on that. I just want like a little bit better for myself, and who doesn't want that though?
No, of course not. So growing up, when a new kid will move into the buildings, did you ever get like a kid where like he was an asshole or something like that, or was it always like once a new kid came in, it was like love and stuff like that?
Nah, man, people test you, bro. You know what I mean? If you're a new kid on the block, people are gonna test you and be like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what you about?" You know what I mean? Let's go, like jack some candy, or let's go rob a car, or just things of that nature, just to test where your level's at. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're down, you can kick it with us. If not, then hey, man, go kick it with somebody else. You know what I mean? So I think that's how kind of people start picking and choosing.
So right here, do you know how many approximately how many buildings are in the
Man, you're gonna put me on the spot, but hey man, if what I remember is I think like 301 apartments or 347. You know what I mean?
So when it came down to like playing cops and robbers, like did you guys like limit a certain like amount of areas, or was it like the whole gardens? Fuck it, it's
nah. You know what? Within the whole San Fernando Gardens, we have different factions. You know what I mean? Okay. Of like, yo, we call this a night house right here. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't really know why, but I just generationally just got like induced on that. Uh-huh. Like, oh, this is a night house right here. This is our section, and then you have like the tree down there. Then you have the cut. Then you have the circle. So everybody kind of, stays within their own little area. But at the end of the day, like, we're all together. And, people from my section here used to play cops and robbers. And then, like, 10, 15 kids used to go ahead and come up here, and everybody would go ahead and pick us out. Okay?
Nah, yeah, because where I grew up, too, it was the same way. My little street, we had, a group of, like, 15 of us playing cops and robbers. And it would be the same way. Like, we would limit, like, all right, these 3 buildings, but once we got older, it's like, all right, cross the street and shit like that, So it was the same thing, a little community, Luckily, I mean, I don't talk to a lot of them anymore, but, a lot of them moved out the street.
Yeah.
So, they were able to break cycles, because I know it was the same thing with them and with me. It was generations and generations of them, their families living on the block and stuff like that, So
yeah.
I feel you on that one right there. So as a community, like, if there was a party going on, obviously your little section, was everybody invited right there?
Yeah, man. When you're younger, everybody's invited because there's not a lot of greed involved still, because we're all still young. We don't really have a job. We're kicking it. You know what I mean? We're wearing each other's clothes, wearing each other's shoes. Wearing each other's shirts, trying to go ahead and fit, what I mean? You don't really have with the homie, his shoes, so he's like, hey, let me trade you your shoes for tonight, bro. Like, we're gonna go to a party, stuff like that. It was kind of like a tightly knitted, neighborhood and a community, and I could say like it's just like a fraternity type of thing,
Okay. So growing up, once it came down to school, like with you and the people you grew up with, like in your age group, was it always you guys going to the same school, walking together and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. That brings me back, and I smile because I remember being, in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, we all went to McClay Middle School, which is like 2-3 blocks down.
Okay, yeah.
So everybody would kind of like meet up like down the block at 7 a.m. We'll have to kind of all walk it deep together. Probably like 6, 7 of us go ahead and walk it together, just in case anything happens, like I'm pretty sure that's how it is in every neighborhood too, because every area, every section has different factions that people claim, and you just try to go ahead and be safe though, and it was some of the best times of my life right there, kicking it with my boys. Unfortunately, a lot of them are not here with us right now. A lot of homies are in jail. A lot of homies are doing different things, what I mean? But I salute them all. I love you guys, and just because there's distance between us doesn't mean I don't got love for y'all.
No doubt on that. Okay, so you say those were the best years. Would you say middle school or high school?
Both, man. Middle school and high school were the best years of my life, man. Like, middle school, like I started dabbling in and out, just kicking it with the homies and, having a great time. And then high school was more serious, you know what I mean? Because you start going to high school and you start meeting different people from different areas, you just kind of stay close to where you're at, and that was also pretty fun because of the girls, you know what I mean? Because you go kick it with my boys, with the homies, and like you have certain teachers that really do mess with you and they got love for you,
No
so
doubt, yeah.
I guess just me being an artist, like I had my art teacher, Miss Ambrosio. She had a lot of love for me, and I salute her and I give her a shout out because I just finished a mural right here at CCLA. I did a big astronaut. My tallest mural yet is 50 feet up high by 34 feet wide. Miss Ambrosio was my art teacher back in San Fernando High School. She's seen a lot of potential in me. Eventually I left high school. I followed my own path, but I ran back with her right there at the school. I met her back, and she just showed me a lot of love, and she always told me, man, I'm so proud to have been your art teacher, and just for us to kind of meet back here and see you do what you're doing, it's always a love thing for me, man. So it makes me really proud. It makes me really humble, just to see the trajectory that I've been following as an artist, and always being true to who I am, like I don't try to fake the funk, like whatever I like, and I'm gonna stick to it just because. People want to be so gangster that they kind of like fall back on things that they really do love, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of like gangster-ass people that like Pokemon, but they can't show it to the homies because like they might get judged and none of that. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I've always stood, you know what I mean, with what I love to do, how I like to dress, But everybody respected that, man, and that's really like a lot of love for me.
No doubt, no doubt. So when did you actually start getting into painting?
Man, I've always been into painting ever since I was literally where we're at right now. There's a school right in front of us. It's called Pocomo Charter School.
Yes.
I remember even being in the second grade, and there was this thing called SFA, and that was when you used to go from your homeroom to like a little classroom where you had a teacher that used to read to you.
Okay.
And she used to go ahead and read books to us. I remember me and a few buddies, we used to go ahead and be painting. Whatever she was reading to us, we'll translate that into visual pictures, and that was pretty fun to me. So that's like my earliest memory of me actually drawing, painting, and just, just enjoying myself as a kid, because I know that everyone is an artist when they're kids. I mean, you're super creative. Like you don't have no ideas imposed upon your mind, whether it's like social media, whether it's radio, whether it's any stimuli that like hits your brain or your eyes or all your five senses. Like you're still young and you still really don't understand. So that's the purest part of who you really are as a person.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's an artist and everybody's a creator, and in their own ways, absolutely. You know what I mean? So I've always been an artist since a kid, but I didn't start painting like professionally till I was about like 19, 20 years old.
Okay. So when did you actually when would you say that you actually like fell in love with art? Like when you actually like, you know what? Like I'm gonna start taking everything serious, like this is what I want to do.
Man, one thing is like I've always been in love with art, you know what I mean? But and art has always like saved me from a lot of things, If it wasn't about art, I'll be still like out here trying to prove a point, or just out here trying to fit in or kicking it, you know what I mean? But art itself like literally took me to spaces where I would probably never be at, you know what I mean? I ended up getting an art scholarship at 12th grade for Ryman School of Arts, which was a subset program that was held by Otis School of Arts, and it was held at USC. Right, and I remember I think it was 11th grade. That's when I got it, and coming from the neighborhood, coming from like a low income community, like you feel like when you get something for free, or like when you're promoted to something, you don't really deserve it. You know what I mean? Because it's like like I'm not good enough, and you have really low self-esteem of who you are, right? But I took that, I ran with it. You know what I mean? That really helped me kind of build up like my art career, and just not even my art career, because they renewed my art scholarship a few times, but I couldn't commit to driving all the way. I didn't even drive, but I would just take the bus, and it would be like 2-3 hours before I get there.
That's a hassle too.
Yeah, and it was a super hassle, right? But
from the valley all the way.
Yeah. It's a mission, and then they ended up moving it to LAX. So I'm like, I can't make that. Even further. So it was kind of tough. I ended up just kind of letting it go, but I never let go of my dreams and my ambition to be one of the best artists that they're ever gonna be.
That's crazy. I love that. I love that right there. What was one of your first like big art pieces that you did that like really shocked you, and like that you saw your potential, that you saw like, damn, you know what, like I got this,
Man, that was literally like maybe like 3-4 weeks ago. Like after painting so much, after cementing myself as an artist here in the Valley and all greater Los Angeles, we did a mural right there, the one I was speaking about right here at CCLA. Hey, bro. you know, right here at CCLA, where like I did my tallest mural there was 50 feet up high. Like that was a testament to me actually trying to go ahead and test myself. That wasn't even for nobody else. That was for me. I took that job. I'm like, yeah, maybe I might fail. Maybe I might, you know, proceed with it. But that's when I really knew. I'm like, yo, I am a badass artist, and I am one of the best artists. And you know, I think anybody should feel like that. If you're kind of honing into your own craft, and you know, you're confident about what you do, you should call yourself the best artist. And I am the one right here in the valley. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on for my, you know, for my community, for my people, for my mother, my dad, you know, my friends, and everybody else that supports me, man. Everybody that see my grind since a kid, I want to see the transformation. You know what I mean? I want them to see the transformation of who I was as a kid to who I'm gonna be, you know, 10 years from now.
No doubt, no doubt. With that one in CCLA, because I was kind of like keeping up with that because you were posting it on your story. Was that all with just straight spray cans?
Yeah, man, that's actually a very interesting point because I'm actually a brush artist, right? I've actually never done murals with spray can. You know, I've dabbled into doing graffiti, and you know, of course, like as a kid coming from the slums, like you want to go ahead and make your mark through graffiti. You know what I mean? Because you want to tell people you exist and you belong here, right? So I had a lot of experience doing graffiti, man. Shout out to all the boys from the Ruthless Kings. You know what I mean? They gave me a lot of love, you know, and they've always accepted me for who I was. And I've always been a brush artist. So with this particular mural right here up on the top, you know, I was the stucco that was on the wall right there. Mm-hmm. It was super thick. It was super poor. Like it has a lot of pores, right? Mm-hmm. And it was stuck on stucco, so I couldn't use no brush on there because the brush wouldn't penetrate through. So I had to go ahead and improvise, and you know, I ended up doing all my things with spray can. You know, so it was a fun experience because I learned a lot. You know what I mean? Big shout out to all my people from the 818 Art Shop right there in Reseda, because they gave me a great deal of. They sponsored me with a great deal of painting. Of spray cans. You know, so big shout out to them. You know, when you support the people that support you and want to see you win. You know.
No, of course, 100% on that, 100%. Yeah, but like how you said it right there, how it had pores, and you were not going to be able to get into it with your brushes. For you as an artist to recognize that, and right away, instead of being like, you know what, I can't do it, you're like, you know what, I can still do it. I'm going to improvise. And, you know, for you to go from being a brush artist to you know, using cans, you know, even though you've had experience before, you know, that's something that, like, really takes skills. And, you know, like, you really have to, like, know your art.
Yeah,
you know? And anything you do, you know, whether it comes to like cooking or stuff like that, you know, like if you're missing an ingredient, like, oh, you know what, I can use this as a substitute instead of that. That's exactly what you did. Like, you know what, my brush is not gonna reach it, but I know spray cans will work perfect.
Exactly.
And that mural came out so crazy,
man,
bro. That
I
astronaut,
appreciate that, bro.
That came out so crazy,
man,
bro.
That's a lot of love for me, bro. Like, man, yeah, I pride myself in being a problem solver, right? Like, I don't try to dabble into like, oh, I have a problem here, like I'm gonna spend all my energy into trying to, you know, whine about it. Instead, I refocus that energy and I try to go ahead and find a solution for it. So I've always been a problem solver, you know what I mean? So that was a particular
that's a great example of
you know,
right
example there, yeah. Of it is, okay, I can't do a brush, all right, cool, well, I'm gonna go ahead and not complain and not whine. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bunch of spray cans and I'm gonna just do my thing, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so, I mean, you mentioned RK, Ruthless Kings. Me growing up as a Valley, you know, like, I got into tagging, you know. I was told, you know.
Yeah, we all start that way. We all start that way, bro.
I didn't stick with it, though, but you know what? Like, I've always loved the art of tagging. You know, the colors, you know, how, like I said, the crazy stuff that people can do with a spray can. And it goes to show with your mural, like, those colors in the background, like, you know, like, it's crazy. So, I mean, with RK, I know, you know, Silo and Dinks, you know, rest in peace to both of them.
RP, man.
You know, I met both of them from the car scene. I met Dinks first, you know, and, you know, when I heard about all the passing on them, I like that shit, you know. It was a tough loss.
It was a tough loss for the whole graph scene, you know what I mean?
No doubt. Especially them, like, they were like the, you know, the couple of, like, you know, art, you know.
It was called the Ruthless Couple.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The Bonnie and Clyde of the graffiti scene, you know. So I've always looked at them since I was a kid, too, because ever since I was in excuse me, in sixth grade. You know, I was like being in love with graffiti, the colors, the art. You know, the way people can go ahead and bend the letter, and you know, just go ahead and make it your own style, make it different colors. Like to me, that's my foundation as an artist itself. You know, so. People don't really know that, but that's literally my foundation as a mural artist. It was the graffiti, and if it wasn't for graffiti, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. You know, so man, big shout out to Silo and Dinky, man. You know, they're probably painting up in heaven right now.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know?
RP to them. Yeah, I seen that the mural that you fixed for him. That what it was before and what you made it to after. Beautiful, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that, bro. You know, like it's. You know, it was a tribute piece for the Ruthless Kings itself and for him for, you know, just putting in all the work that he did as an artist.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. There's still, what is it, right there on Woodman and Brantford on Tip Top. There's a little like liquor store.
Okay.
There's still a hit up of Silo and
oh
Pink
man,
right there.
that's love.
And every time I go there for lunch, I see it and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
reminiscing.
Yeah,
huh?
no doubt. Yeah, because I didn't get to meet them till I was probably about like 20, like 18, 19 when I started into the car scene.
Yeah.
Because Dinks was really into the car scene.
Yeah. I do remember that.
So she used to throw the craziest meets, bro. Like,
damn.
I'm talking about she had LA coming over here, like fucking the city up, bro.
That's right.
So from there, that's where I met Dinks, and then that's where I met Silo, her husband.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, like I had got out the scene for a bit, so you know I lost communication with a lot of them. Then when I heard the passing of Silo first, I was like, holy shit, like what? Like and then, you know, recently, you know, we lost Dinks.
Yeah.
And that was another crazy when I found that one out, I was just like, wow, like these are people like I was with every fucking weekend and stuff like that. You know
it's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable, man. And I literally get the feeling that you get because I'm like, yo, I used to see them up on freeways. Like, they used to do, like, the most, like, obnoxious bombs everywhere. And it was like, yo, that takes a lot of balls. And that takes a lot of heart for the craft that you love to do, man. Because you're willing to go ahead and risk your whole life.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt, yeah. You know, RP to them, you know, there'll always be legends here.
Absolutely.
You know, it's crazy, you know, that, you know. Back to it, you know, being a painter in the Valley, you know, like, what was your first mural here in the Valley, or like your first the first time somebody like, hey, you know what, JP, can you do this for me on here, you know, on a wall or something like that, if you could like remember
man. Well, look, before I had my first mural, I was participating with other artists, you know, that I looked up to, you know what I mean. Big shout out to Christy, to Raw, to my homegirl Insomnia Art, Erica, my boy Levi, my boy Manny Velasquez, Hector Ponce, my boy Dub Sainer. You know, they're all the ones that, you know, really kind of show me the ways, and you know, I like I said, I wouldn't be here like, you know, because of them. Like, if I'm who I am right now, it's because of them, and I'm standing on the shoulders of how they uplifted me. Yeah. You know, and before I did my first mural, I was always painting with them. They always embraced me because I was a little kid that, you know, you used to love to paint, you know, and you know, they kind of showed me the ropes to it. And then after that, I feel like one of my first murals that I can remember that I really got paid for was right here at my middle school, McClay Middle School. Okay. Down the block where we used to go ahead and go to school at, you know. I think after I graduated, because I remember I got caught doing graffiti right there too. You know, so I think once I graduated from high school and a little bit after high school, I went back and I went in and showed them like, yo, I'm an artist, you know what I mean? I know I got caught doing graffiti here, but I want to give back, you know what I mean? How can I give back to you guys? So they're like, oh, well, there's this mural here that you can go ahead and restore. I said, yeah, no, for sure. So I used all my little funds that I had. I bought the paintings that I needed. And big shout out to the principal right there, man, Veronica. Damn, I'm blacking out on your last name. But yeah, she's the one that showed me lots of love right there, man. After I was done restoring that mural, she's like, mijo, go ahead and pick a wall that you want right here in this whole campus. I'm gonna go ahead and pay you for it. I'm like, no way. Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pay you for it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I chose the wall that's right in front, and I painted Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, and Cesar Chavez.
Is that still up to this day?
Yeah, it's still up to this day. It's a little bit of graffiti upon, but it's still up to this day. And that was like about probably like 12 years ago, right? And the first day I got there, she gave me $2,000. Oh, shit, and I was like, yo, like, is this real?
Like cash like that?
No, on a check.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like, man, I don't think this is real right here. So I laid all my things down. I went to a bank, I cashed it, and they gave me $100 bills. I'm like, oh man, this is real. So that was kind of like something that really felt like, you know, it made me feel good because people were starting to kind of recognize my talents, you know, and I made sure that I did the best that I can at that time. And that mural right there, and you know, it's still up there right now. And you know, man, big shout out to her, man, because she believed in me. Yeah. And that's all it really takes, for someone to believe in you.
It takes that one person.
It takes that person, and you get that confidence. You start spreading your wings like an eagle, and man, you don't even know how much that can go ahead and impact the person's life, you know. So that's why I'm teaching art right now to the little kids, man.
Yeah, I
see
that. I see all the classes. Yeah.
So I do free art classes.
That's amazing, bro.
I do free art classes right here for the kids right here on Tamarack and Van Nuys. I did a mural right there for a restaurant called Sabor a la Mexicana. I made a great relationship with them, and we talked about doing some art classes for the kids. You know, we made it happen. And, you know, it's been a blessing ever since then. And that's the way that I can go ahead and give back to my community, by doing free art classes for the kids. I don't charge them. I don't, you know, for nothing. You know what I mean? They're all free. We provide everything. You know, big shout out to Sabor a la Mexicana, the MAC project. You know, they're the ones that are behind me and the ones that are giving me all the resources and opportunities to go ahead and make that happen, you know? So
Nice. Love it, bro. Love it. Is there, like, a certain mural that you did that is no longer up that, like, really hurt you to see gone?
Man, not that I could think of, like, right at the top of my mind, but, you know, I think as an artist, too, like, you just got to be prepared for that, you know, because we do street art, you know, and, you know, some of the murals that we have are not going to last forever, you know, so we just got to be prepared for that and just embrace that fact, you know, but, okay, cool, that was a good time. You know, not everything lasts forever. You know, not even your relationship that you got with your hyena, nigga, or you know what I mean, or with your boy. You know what I mean? Just know that it comes to an end. But you know, like, yeah, you know, that's something that I already have in my mind. You know, so I try to go ahead and, before they get taken down, I always try to go ahead and build a great relationship with you know, the business owner. You know, just to go ahead and ensure the longevity of the mural.
Yeah, no doubt on that. All right, so I want to take a little back to the community, you know,
sure.
Especially right here, you know, San Fernando Gardens. You know, growing up, you know, I've always passed by here, you know, I always seen it, and I was just like, damn, you know, like, that must be crazy living in there, you know, like, it must be like, I already knew, you know, just passing by that, for sure this is going to be a tight community, you know? Sir. And, you know, I've been in here a couple of times from, like, old jobs that I used to have, because they used to film Snowfall here.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
yes,
I used to come drop off, like, production stuff, like tables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that would be, like, the only times I would be in here, exactly, you know? Yeah. But even, like, from being in here, I knew right away, like, damn, you know, like, seeing all these buildings, I was like, I know for sure, like, they've been knowing each other for years and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, of course, man. Yes, sir.
Growing up as a community, have you guys seen, like, have you guys been through rocky situations and, like, been there to help each other out and stuff like that?
All the time, bro. All the time. Like, this community has a stigma that nobody really likes, you know? Because since nobody really likes the people that live here, or even, you know, just the young folks that live here, they become really rebellious, and they become the misfits of, like, the whole epicenter of Pacoima. And, you know, that makes you be rougher and tougher, because everywhere you go, you know, where you live at, where you stay at, it's like, all right, we stay right here in the San Fernando Gardens, and people are like, man, F that, you know what I mean? We don't like y'all. And it's like, all right, cool, or like, well, what's going on? You know, like, I don't choose it, you know what I mean? But this is where I live at, and people tend to go ahead and test you, and, you know what I mean? You got to go ahead and just, you know, try to go ahead and do what you have to do and defend yourself, and, you know, not even on some, like, gangbanging, nothing, but it's just, like, even people, you know, that just kind of look down upon the situation. It's like, you know, these are the Section 8 apartments in San Fernando Gardens. It's like a lot of funds get overlooked here. There's not a lot of resources that we can look up to. There used to be a bunch of murals here when I was a kid. Now, like, everything's taken down. We don't have no pride to go ahead and look at and actually take inside and be like, yo, yeah, I live here. Other than, like, yo, my buddy lives here, and we've been living here for the past 15 years. You know, my parents lived here before me. I have a little daughter now. She's going to live here before me, and, you know, that's something that at least that we have something to hold on to. But, you know, everybody here is a hard worker. Everybody here has big dreams, just like anybody else. You know what I mean? Just that we're so stuck in this mindset that we feel comfortable here. You know, and comfortability is a hell of a drug, because you don't want to do nothing else. You know?
No doubt. I agree with you on that. Being too comfortable somewhere, you know, like, it could really be a bad thing. You know,
absolutely.
When it comes to anything, you know, whether it comes to a job, relationship wise, you know, anything like that, being too comfortable can be like an addicting drug, you know.
Yeah, it's an addicting.
You don't wanna try something new, but you know sometimes trying something new, like it could be it. Like they say the grass ain't always greener on the other side, but you won't never know that till you get to the other side. You know?
And you water it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'll make it green yourself. You know,
Man, that's a good one. That's
you
a good
know,
one right there.
it's not even green on the side, but it will be when you water it and you put effort in it, and you go ahead and try to, do the best you can. You know what I mean? So everybody here, it has a golden heart. You know, I call this the golden ghetto because, there's a lot of dreams right here that never get completed. You know what I mean? Just because of just the mentality that we have. We feel like we're not better, and there's not a lot of resources for us, and we try to go ahead and make it the best that we can. So I try to be that example. You know what I mean? I do come from here. I grew up here. But I'm trying to go ahead and follow my dreams through my art. My art has exceptionally it has driven me to different parts of, like, I won't say the world at the moment, but like different parts of Cali. I've done murals for Chris Brown, for my boy.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I've done murals for my boy Brandon Jennings, Goodwood Arenas, Dwight Howard.
Wow, damn.
Machete.
Okay,
I try to go ahead and use that as a testament for the kids growing up here, and even my buddies, even my friends, my bros. You know what I mean? That live here is like, yo, my boy's doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm only doing it because I never stopped doing it.
No doubt.
Because I always kept consistency in it, and consistency is the key. You know what I mean? To actually achieving what you want to achieve.
Yeah, no doubt. When it comes down to that, like, obviously there was doubters.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody's always gonna have doubters, no matter what it is you do in life. There's always gonna be those doubters. Was there ever a point of time in your lifespan so far where you almost gave up?
Man, yeah, no doubt. I always have those times of doubting myself. I'm my own biggest doubter, bro. Like, I'm my own biggest doubter, and sometimes I look back. I don't even look back, but I'm like, I'm not where I want to be at mentally. I have a vision of who I want to be and where I want to be at, right? So sometimes it takes a toll on me because I look at my situation right now and I'm like, yo, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm a failure. Maybe this is not the right thing for me to do. Like, I suck. Like, all those thoughts, all those like infested thoughts that come into your mind really, really, really F with you, and man, the thing that I try to do to try to go ahead and complement that is just, like, I try to look at my previous work that I've done, who I've done work with, what I've accomplished, all the stepping stones that I took to be here. Now I come out in different newspaper. I come out, I'm working with the city. My mom's super proud of me. My dad's super proud of me. My brothers are super proud of me. My sisters, my community, my homies. Like, to me, if I didn't accomplish nothing, at least I did that. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, that means that means gold to me. So I've always been doubting myself. Always been a doubter of myself. And I don't even know why. Like, sometimes I try to analyze it, and I'm like, yo, why do I doubt myself all the time? But when you're putting your craft out, that comes from within you to the outside world, it's gonna be scary.
No doubt.
It's gonna be scary, bro.
Doubt,
and you're always gonna have doubts, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, man, F that.
As long as you love what you do,
Yeah,
like,
and you're scared because as an artist, you're always scared of criticism.
Yeah.
And you're always scared that people, oh, you suck, or like, because we artists are sensitive, are sensitive to our craft, are sensitive to our surroundings. Whatever we look at, we don't look at it as a regular person.
Yeah.
We look at it in a different form. Like, we create the fabric of culture. So that's really kind of where I think my insecurities do stem from.
Yeah, like with me, like, even with me, like, this is my art, I love doing podcasting,
That's amazing.
Like, that's something that, like, really brings me joy. And, like, sometimes I'm the same way. I'm like, damn, like, I put out a video and, like, maybe it doesn't get as many views as I thought it was, or, like, sometimes there'll be people commenting like, hey, this wasn't it. All right, maybe to you it wasn't it, but maybe to the next person they're gonna be like, damn, you know what, I took that shit to the heart.
Absolutely.
And like I said, at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna have those criticizers to say what it is, but at the end of the day, we're doing something with our art,
Yeah, absolutely. Who's gonna come right to the projects and do a setup and then talking the mic and everything? You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Shout out to my boy Buller, dog. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So who's gonna do that? Not you. We're the ones doing it.
Exactly.
So you can't even come and criticize. Like, You're criticizing from your couch. You're not doing nothing. My boy just came out of work and is still coming up here to do more work. Like, man, who's pushing that line?
No,
Not you are.
no
You know
doubt,
what I mean?
no
And,
doubt.
and I've always learned that, through the internet, people can manipulate that. You know what I mean? People can go ahead and just go ahead and buy followers and likes and all that shit.
No,
you know
no
what I
doubt,
mean?
no doubt.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, like I said, like, fucking, just those criticizers, like, no matter what it is that you're doing, like, your art, don't let anybody ever fucking tell you that you're doing bad or anything like that,
Man, yeah, man.
Because I'm pretty sure you've had a lot of that. Like, people like, that shit was trash,
man.
stuff like that.
I
right?
love that, though, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when people talk. Like, I looked at my comments, and it's like, I overlook all the good comments, which I shouldn't, I always acknowledge them, and even if I don't respond to you, I always acknowledge your messages, and I appreciate that, and that keeps me going. But I love the hate messages because it's like the people that usually are talking shit are the ones that are like have no profile or like aren't doing nothing, so don't ever think that I'm always overlooking all the good comments. All the good comments are what fuels me and what keeps me going because I really do it for y'all. But the hate comments, it's a different type of fuel that I use to go ahead and make it worth it for myself,
No doubt.
So especially now that I be posting on TikTok and some of my videos be going viral, man, there's always people that got something to say on
No
TikTok,
doubt.
man. I love it though,
Bro.
like, bro, I embrace them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I've got a couple comments where people are like, hey, you know what? This ain't it, like, stop doing this, but it's just all like, hey, man, like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? I want to take it back a little to, the community, I know recently, there's a passing here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a little touchy subject.
Yeah, we could speak about it, bro. It's something that's in the record. It's something that's in public, you know what I mean? So me speaking about it doesn't make no difference, you can go ahead and look this up. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, it was a situation where I don't know the whole details about it, but all I heard and all I've seen when I stepped out was I was hearing that a cop killed one of the little kids that was right here, a teenager. Mm-hmm. That he killed them. I don't know the reasons why. But the community had an uproar about it, as any community would, like there's been a lot of public police brutality. And we got to go ahead and stand up against any brutality, whether it's like from the public, whether it's from the cops, whether it's from your mom, whether it's from your dad. We can't stand up. We can't stand against. We can't stand for that. So that happened here. We recently had a car wash for it. Shout out to all my boys that actually set that up.
All right, we're back after a little break, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Little break. All right. So I want to get back into the whole community thing, Like we were saying before we took a little break, there's a tragedy that happened, Sucks to say, a young man's life was taken.
Sure.
I don't know the full details, but I know he was about 20, 21, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think 21.
Yeah, and, something like that, like, I don't think anybody should be getting cut off at such a young age,
Yeah, man.
I lost a brother, a best friend of mine. He was 24 when he was murdered.
Damn.
And shit sucks. As a community, I seen the videos on Instagram. They were on TikTok. They're all over the news on how the community came together and was backing everything up.
Yes, sir.
And stuff like that is what I love to see. That goes to show the people what like a part of the valley that you don't get to see a lot, because at the end of the day, the valley's one big place, but we're separated a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, separated by street signs.
Yeah.
By colors,
no doubt,
by different names and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when I try to be out there, I try to put on for like for everybody, for the whole valley. You know what I mean?
No doubt. The same here. Like when I tell people like I'm from when they ask like where you from, I don't say like I'm from this place in the valley. Like, no, I'm from the San Fernando Valley. Like, that's what I am. I'm the San Fernando Valley,
Yeah.
Then when they ask, oh, well, what city? That's when I'll let them know.
Of course,
like, okay, what city I'm from.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, anybody asks, all my friends know, like I say it, I'm from the valley.
Yes,
that's
sir.
me right there. The 818, that's where I stay. I don't give you a zip code. I mean, I don't give you, like, the postal code. Like, it's just the area code, 818,
818.
That's what it is, and it's just, like, to see this small community get together over that was really something, And that's not the first time we see police brutality in the valley. You know, when it comes, I know a couple months ago there was a car wash for, you know, to raise money for a funeral on in Sun Valley at the McDonald's. Same thing. The police came, getting rowdy with everybody. It's like, dude, it's a fucking car wash, bro. Fucking relax. Same thing for us. You know, when my buddy passed away, you know, rest in peace, Chubbs. We had a candle viewing. Same thing. They came in SWAT gear.
Damn.
They closed down the block. It's like, bro, it's a fucking candle lighting. Like, nobody's flashing no guns. Nobody's throwing a threat to you. Like, we're here to pay respect to somebody, you know? People in the Sun Valley, we're there to raise money for a passing, you know? Same thing here. Like, we don't know the full story of what happened, like, but a young man's life was lost, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, you know what? And they do that because you know they're scared. You know they're scared of, like, when people really come together. You know, because they're scared you're going to, you know, uproar towards them. You know, that's why they try to go ahead and act so aggressively. But they got to be held accountable, too, you know, because they're human beings, too, and they're public servants, you know.
No doubt.
And they have to go ahead and serve the public righteously instead of, like, them trying to go ahead and to put a badge on and feel like they have power over, like, everybody else. And they, you know, they try to go ahead and belittle everybody, you know. So, man, you got to get held accountable. You're a public servant. You serve us, our taxpayer. Our taxes do go ahead and pay your salary. And, you know, we go ahead and, you know, keep you guys, you know, in work, you know what I mean? So if it wasn't for us, like, you know, you'll be, you know, at a different job, you know what I mean? But we need you as much as you need us, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's always kind of the right way to go ahead and compromise and find common ground and be able to go ahead and coexist together, you know what I mean? But like I said, they're human, we're human. You know, they have like this whole training that, you know, they're brought up to. But beneath that, they also have family problems, and they also have like different trauma that they've been through, and they go ahead and portray that, you know what I mean, through their blue uniform. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all, because I do have cop friends that they have built great relationships here in the San Fernando Gardens. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dre, you know what I mean? You know, she's a really cool homegirl that actually has built up a great community coalition along with my boy Rico, and you know, and all the cops that are able to kind of you know, righteously build that community effort to kind of get to know us, you know.
Yeah. What? Growing up here in the San Fernando Gardens your whole life, did you see a lot of that though? Like, not just police brutality, but like police being like really like strict and enforcing stuff?
Oh man,
you know?
yes sir, man. Even upon me, you know what I mean? Like, I had a few incidents with them, you know, and like, you grow hate towards them and they grow hate towards you, because, you know, once you see them after, you know, whatever situation happened, you know, you start taunting them and they start taunting you back. And I guess it shouldn't be like that, you know what I mean? But like, unfortunately, that's the world that we live in right now. And, you know, I've experienced that many times firsthand, you know?
Yeah, no doubt on that. Like I said, I loved to see how the community came together for that. And I know they're still coming together for that, you know, donations, everything and stuff like that, you know?
Yes, sir.
What I keep telling people, you know, like, I tell a lot of people it, like, you know, I feel like the Valley, and it's not a feeling, like, I know it for a fact, like, the Valley's up next to blow up, you know? When it comes down to anything, you know? Example, you know, we have one of the best artists here. We have amazing chefs here, you know. I'm trying to be the #1 podcast out this,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think we're able to do that unless we really come together and stop this whole hating stuff. Because it's like I said, at the end of the day, there's room at the table for everybody.
Yeah.
We can all eat, no matter what it is, you know. Like, there shouldn't be any of that whole drama stuff, you know. Like, it should just be us together as a community, because, yeah, like you said, we got different streets, we got different colors like that. But at the end of the day, what do we all have in common? That one area code, 818. Like, let's keep it together like that, you know. And I feel eventually it'll come, you know. Eventually it'll come, you know. It's gonna be hard, you know. You know. It's going to be hard, but like you said, we, like people like us doing it, coming from different sections of the Valley, you know, coming from the different street signs and stuff like that, it can happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to live how our past has lived in the past, you know? Like, everything is changing nowadays. Everything's growing for the better, you know? My thing that I hate seeing in the Valley is how it's getting so gentrified, you know? We're seeing businesses that we've seen as a kid grow up that are no longer there anymore. Have you have you seen something like that, like a restaurant, you know, like, or someplace you went as a kid where it's no longer there no more, and you're just like,
Yeah,
damn?
man. There's a few spots, you know what I mean? There's a few staples here in the community that are eventually gone out of business because, especially when COVID hit too, you know, like
Yeah, that was
a
a
lot
big
of people
one.
couldn't, you know, maintain and be able to pay the rent, you know, even families itself, you know. But I have seen that, even my buddy actually go ahead and commented on that, telling me that, like there's been a few times where he been seeing different races like within, what I mean, the Pocono community, the vicinity. And I understand it because, man, like LA and everywhere is getting super expensive. People are selling their houses and moving down to the valley or moving to Bakersfield, moving to Palmdale. As much as we spread out and try to go ahead and maintain within here, it's even hard. It's even hard for us within these, within this section here. You know what I mean? Like, people really talk about, like, oh, you probably pay like $100, $200, but they don't really know. I'm gonna make that clear. Like, your rent gets calculated based on how many people live in your house and how many people work there. You know what I mean? So they take a chunk off of everybody. There's people here paying up, man, $1,800.
Holy
$1,900 because they have 3 people that work in their household.
And they think,
so
they
all right, cool,
working,
like, yeah, they can go
that.
ahead and tax everybody down like that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy,
and there's then there's like older ladies that they don't work at all and they pay like $200, $300. So it kind of varies all the time. So even that example itself makes you want to be like, man, well, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna pay at least another like $400 or $500, and just get me a house. But man, the property owners for houses are going way down every year because it's getting so expensive.
No doubt.
People can't go ahead and be a house owner no more.
I know a lot of people that are like renting, and even renting. If you're renting a house, don't be ashamed of it. It's a house at the end of the fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know like one person I know, they were fronting about, oh, I'm owning this house, da da da, and then it came to the truth that they were renting. It's like, at the end of it, you don't gotta fake it, just, I'm renting a crib. Like, fuck it, bro. Like, at the end of it, you're in a crib. A lot of us are still in apartments. Who gives a fuck,
Yeah.
At the end of it, it's where you lay your head. Yeah. It's where you call home. Yeah. No matter whether you're renting or owning the fucking property.
Man, I'm gonna go buy me a luxury tent. I'm gonna start posting up out here. You know what I mean? Like, you see the homeless down in LA with a whole projector in their spot.
That
but
is
you know
crazy,
what I mean? With the whole little jacuzzi in there where they could shower. Have the little fridge and everything. Like, they're the ones that are kind of, like breaking the barrier of like, yeah, if I can't live in the house, I'm gonna look for different avenues to go ahead and make my way and still kind of live all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
More people are heading down that way because, like, it's really tough to go ahead and maintain, especially on like the hourly wages that they try to go ahead and give us, and so I'm trying to go ahead and like just try to save my little money, my little pennies that I have, and just try to go ahead and help my parents out and be able to go ahead and buy my house within the next few years.
No doubt. That's always the goal right there. Getting the family the house. Retiring parents. Making sure they don't have to worry about anything at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of like family and all that, I don't think I got to ask. You have like kids, wife, anything like that?
Nah, I don't have no kids, bro. I do have my dad, my mom. I do have my mom. I do have my dad. I have an older sister, my little bro, and my little sister. You know what I mean? So we're family oriented.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? So I'm super happy. I'm super proud to have my parents because a lot of my homeboys don't even have a mom, don't even have a dad. Like, their grandma's probably raising them. The grandma can't really do much. You know what I mean? So they're out in the streets all the time, and you know what I mean? I feel so proud and I feel so happy and blessed and honored to still have my parents, together. They show me a lot of love, and hopefully I can go ahead and pass that love down to my homeboys. You know what I mean? To anybody that I meet, you know what I mean? Because I'm here to go ahead and be a servant, you know what I mean? To my community, and that's how you actually get your respect from. And like, there's different types of respect, but mine's gonna be a righteous one that, people can actually honor, you know what I mean, when I pass away.
No doubt. So with saying that, brings me to my next question. What's your goal in life? Like,
man,
before you part from this earth, what is it that you want to accomplish, and what is it that you want people to remember you by?
Man, one thing I want to accomplish is, like I said, give my parents a new life, you know what I mean? Because we did come from Mexico, and my parents left their whole life up there, they left their identity. They left who they was. They left their dreams back there, you know, and they sacrificed all that for us to go ahead and have a better life up here, you know. And I want to give them a better life up here, you know what I mean, just by simply letting them live good, you know what I mean. They like to go ahead and cultivate plants and, you know, have the little chickens and, you know, grow like different, you know, tomatoes and stuff like that, and, you know, be self-sufficient. You know, so that's literally what I've been working for. I know it's a lot of pressure, but, you know, pressure makes diamonds, and, you know, I want to go ahead and be able to do that for them. And I think my ultimate goal, you know what I mean, is to eventually kind of get different funders to build up like a little museum, you know what I mean, within like the community or even beyond, you know, that's going to go ahead and showcase my art, my life, and, you know, showcase different artworks from like different kids that, you know, grew up with a similar background as I did, you know, because we always have to have that spotlight, you know what I mean, where people in the greater Los Angeles can actually like look at and be like, yo, man, these fools and in this community, they have a lot of talent. Yeah. You know, because we don't really have that avenue. We don't really have that like that spotlight where people are like, oh yeah, no, like let's go ahead and see the projects. Let's see who's popping out there. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to go ahead and bring that about. You know, bring that above. You know, but in a humble manner.
Love it, bro. Love it. With the community and all that, is there something that like you have planned coming soon? Like to bring like, you know, the community together or anything like that?
Yeah, man, I got 2 projects coming soon, man. We got my local ice cream man named Mr. Flavor. She's been within this community for the past 20-25 years. He's seen about 3-4 generations grow up, and, you know, he actually asked me if I can go ahead and do a painting on his truck, and to me that's like a super humbling experience, because he's known me since I was a little kid, man. He's seen me when I had 3-4 different girlfriends now, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, he see my progress, you know. So I said, yeah, no doubt, man, we can go ahead and make that pop. And, you know, I posted on my Instagram like maybe a few months ago. I still haven't done it because my plate has been so full of different work, you know what I mean? People have always asking me like, yo, when are you gonna do his pocket? I mean, when are you gonna do his truck and everything? So as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And another project that I do have, I'm gonna be painting Gabriel Fernandez, the little kid that got abused and eventually ended up passing away. Right here on Ralston and Van Nuys. Oh, okay. You know, we've been working with the family for about like 2 to 3 years now.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So we've been working on the family. With the family, I'm trying to go ahead and make this mural reality, right? So we're finally kind of coming to an end. Trying to go ahead and get all the permits done. And, you know, we're going to make that happen. So I want you guys to go ahead and stay tuned for that.
Love it. Love it. Is there one piece that you've been having in mind that you've been wanting to do? Like a dream mural or anything like that? You know?
Yeah, I do have this mural that I've been wanting to paint, and I've been wanting to get a big wall where I can go ahead and paint all of our animals that passed away. You know what I mean? Like our dogs, you know, our different cats, or, you know, bunnies. You know, because people are they're really in tune with their mascots and you know, like their pets.
Yeah, no doubt.
And some people have more love for the pets than they do for people. Yeah. You know, and I have my little dogs. We have 4 dogs, you know, in the apartment, so. It's vicious, but, you know what I mean, we love them. And, you know, we have one Cookie, my little dog named Cookie, and she's super old, you know, but I want to eventually kind of do a tribute piece to, you know, maybe get like 10 people that has lost their dogs or their pets or whatever, get a big one, and, you know, just immortalize them right there. You know, that's a mirror that I've been it's been kind of just pondering in my mind for a few like years probably.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah, I see. Yeah.
But we gonna make that happen as soon as, you know what I mean, I get some time and we get a wall, you know what I mean, and I don't have to go ahead and work. You know what I mean? We gonna make that happen.
Yeah. I've seen like your stories and all that, bro. You've been like fucking hella busy.
Thank God,
yeah,
bro.
no doubt,
you know
no
what
doubt. You know,
that's
like,
what I prayed for.
Yeah, you know, like. I mean, I'm pretty sure your hands, the way they look now, they look like that every single day.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you been like, besides Cali, like, have you been outside of Cali to do any paintings? Or
yeah, I've been to Vegas. I've been to Tulare, Fresno. Right now, recently, a lot of people have been hitting me up from Texas.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? To go ahead and paint up there. You know, so hopefully we'll make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You know, with everything on your plate, you know, everything going on and stuff like that, what's one thing that you'll never forget about yourself, you know? What's that one thing that just keeps you, like, going, you know, that just gives you that fuel?
Where I come from, my family. You know what I mean? They're the ones that keep me grounded. My friends. You know, they're the ones that actually like always kind of ground me up to like, yo, like let's let's kick or let's talk, fool. Like, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and have a conversation, a simple one. You know what I mean? They're the ones that kind of actually, keep my feet on the ground instead of kind of like me getting big headed. Because one day I could be in the project, and the next day I could be at Chris Brown's house.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think the beauty of like me being an artist, that I can be like versatile enough to, be here one day and then be there the next day, and then be somewhere else the next day. So that keeps me happy, that keeps me grounded.
Has there been a point of time where like you were slacking off and stuff, and like one of like the bigger, like your bigger like homeboys had to like check you real quick, like, hey, you know what, like don't fuck around, like keep straight, keep doing what you're doing and stuff like that?
Yeah, always, bro. I don't have yes men around me, bro. Like everybody is like entitled, bro, and I give everybody the respects. And I don't have no yes men around me. My people will check me, man. My people will slap me around and be like, yo, fool, like you tripping, fool, like just kick it, you know what I mean, or be like, yo, like you have work tomorrow, bro. You know what I mean? But sometimes we wild out, you know what I mean?
Oh,
and there's times for everything, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do have a lot of homies that actually go ahead and be like, yo, bro, like snap out of it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not just, homies, I got my parents, bro, you know what I mean? Like my mom, she be on me, bro. I love her to death, bro. You know what I mean? My dad, like I see my pops getting older, and I know time's running out for me to go ahead and achieve my dreams, you know what I mean? So I try to go harder because I see my pops getting older every day, my mama. You know what I mean? And those are the things that keep me grounded. Those are the things that check me every day. They don't have to say verbally, but just a look will say 1,000 things to you. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. My bad.
I love that right there. Look what say 1,000 things to you. I love that, bro. Has there been any like work that you've done here in the community?
Nah, bro. Currently, there has not been, but I remember growing up, there used to be a bunch of murals all over,
you said
bro.
that earlier.
And I want to go ahead and bring that back. So hopefully, within a few years, I build up such a big buzz that even the San Fernando Gardens, like the headquarters, are gonna be able to hit me up, be like, yo, like, we want you to go ahead and do something beautiful within the community and something uplifting and something powerful and positive, So I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that chance,
No doubt, no doubt. They've been hearing the projects and stuff like that, At the end of it, like we said, we get separated by, street names and stuff like that. Me, personally, I've lost people, Is there certain, like, one person that you've lost in your life that, that really, like, gets on your mind every day and that, like, keeps you focused too as well?
Yeah, man, I got a lot of those are gunshots. Nah,
We're close to 4th of July, so everybody getting hyped for that one.
Yeah, man. There's people I've lost, man, and I didn't lose them to gun violence. I lost them to drugs. You know what I mean? Homies that I grew up with and I hold them dearly. Like now are lost in drugs, and what I mean. That makes me super sad, man. Like me going down the street in my truck with the AC on, and I see them right there, like just tripping, wigging. And I'm like, damn, bro. I try to go out and help out, but people just when you're so deep in it, you just don't really want that help, or you're just so stuck in your ways, bro. You know what I mean? And that shit hurts me so much, and. If I've lost a lot of homies too to gun violence too, bro. A lot of homies to the jail system.
Yeah.
It's still coming to this day. And be like, yo, what's up, bro? Man, I got homies that are calling me from jail, bro, talking about, hey, bro, I seen you on TV, dog. Hey, fool. I be telling all my homies I know you, dog. I'll be like, man, fool, that shit gives me the chills, dog. Because I'm like, yo, bro, I'm out here chasing my dreams. And you're out there stuck in them walls, bro. Damn, dog. Like, at least you get to see me, like, and you get to, like, live that dream with me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And man, that shit humbles me down, bro. Because I'm like, damn, like, well, what can I say, bro? I'm lost of words because I'm like, I just tell man, I love you, bro. I appreciate that shit so much, dog, because I'm literally doing it for you to be able to brag about me in there to your homies, bro. You can call me, bro, and I'll answer. You know what I mean? You can call me and I'll give you, I'll shoot you some money for your books, bro. But yeah, man, it's a humbling thing, bro.
What really kept you away from, like, the gang violence and stuff like that? Because with me, when it comes down to it, a lot of my family was part of the gang in life and stuff like that. And a lot of people say, like, oh, we thought you were next.
Yeah.
But for me, what kept me out of it was, like, sports and stuff like that, I had baseball that really be there for me and, like, keep me away from, like, actually joining the gang, because I know a lot of friends that I grew up with are part of it now.
Yeah.
And like you said, I've lost them to either the jail system or to gun violence or to drugs, you know?
Yes, sir.
So what really, like, is there certain, like, something that kept you away from, like, the gang life and stuff like that?
Yeah, man, there was a buildup of things that kept me away from it, bro, because I had an older cousin that he used to be a super drug addict, bro, you know, and he lived with me, bro. You know what I mean? We took him in, and you know, when he was sober, he was the best person ever, and I used to look up to him. He was my cousin. He was a hustler, man. Back in the day, remember when people used to go from door to door selling the fake movies?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Back
the $5
yeah, the
with
fight
big
ones,
ass,
and then they had like a
yeah.
set of like, oh yeah, and then they had music videos and everything.
Yeah,
Well, my
yes.
cousin used to do that back in the day, bro. He used to make money, bro, $300-400 per day.
No way.
So I'm
off
like,
of selling
damn,
those
yeah,
movies?
bro,
That's
no cap.
crazy.
And then he, you know, he had the whole system right there in my house. He has to see him. Then I used to go help him, bro. You know what I mean? But then when he used to start, like, you know, tripping and start doing drugs and everything, he'll lose himself for like 3-4 weeks, bro, 5 weeks, and you know, you'll see him like up in LA, you know, all beat up or you know, super drugged out or like, you know, just tripping. And one time he ended up in the hospital with a bunch of tubos, you know what I mean? And my dad never like protected me from that, you know?
Yeah.
He always kind of like exposed me to it, bro.
Yeah.
Cause he's like, yo, I don't want you to go ahead and I don't want you to go ahead and you know, just not see the reality of it, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I see my cousin up there with a bunch of tubos. Like, this is what drugs do to you. That's like one incident, you know what I mean? Then I have like, you know, just I don't want to disappoint my parents, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to disappoint my parents, dog. Like, I owe them my life, man, and like I think that's something that a lot of people are missing, bro. That they don't love their parents the way they should do. You know, like they literally did everything for you, bro. Like they gave you a roof on top of your head. They paid your phone bill. They you know what I mean. They gave you the type of shoes you wanted, even the shoes that they could afford. You know, when you were young and you wanted to look fly, and you know, I think, man. And now just see my pops, you know, just getting older. I can't disappoint, even though I did disappoint him many times when I was younger, man. Just going in and out, like, you know, man. If I can just, you know, speak about it, but. You know, yeah, man, I disappointed my parents a lot of times, and that's the worst feeling, though. Because you're like, damn, I'm a whole failure if I'm a lame, dog. Like, you know, but, it's not a good feeling, so I try to avoid that feeling by doing great things, bro. And then when you make your parents happy, you make them proud, that fills you up yourself, you know? And I think that's how it should be, dog, you know?
No doubt on that, no doubt on that. Is there something that, like, you wish to see the community, like, as in, like, the San Fernando Gardens, like, what do you wish to see out of it coming out, you know?
Man, I would just like to see people get motivated, bro. You know, people, you know, like have a dream for themselves, bro, and work on that dream, bro. Like, 'cause some people just have a dream and they have no plan for it. And they're just sitting on it, and it's like, you get older and it's like, damn, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that. And it's like, you should have done that, bro. Like, you build up a plan for yourself, bro. Like, 'cause the worst thing that could happen and you don't achieve it, like, it's better than you, like, thinking about it that you could have done it, you know what I mean? And you could have been, you're old, you know, now you're sitting back in the chair old and like, damn,
I should have
I wasted my life. I could have done this, you know what I mean? That could have changed, that would have been the chance that would have changed your life, bro. You know what I mean? So I want my boys, I want, you know, even the families here to get that motivation to want more for themselves, bro. To, you know, to be able to like have a dream, like to think about their next generations to come, you know, like. And it sucks because a lot of people don't have that, bro. And it makes me sad, bro. That makes me super sad. But, man, what can I do? You know what I mean? I can only do me and hope to inspire them.
Yeah. All right, man. Man, I want to thank you, bro, for, you know, bringing me into the community, you know, showing me, you know, what the San Fernando Gardens is about. Because, honestly, like, keep it 100 with you, this would be my first time actually here sitting down, you know?
Yes, sir.
Like, having a real
know.
conversation. And I wanna thank you for that, brother. Like, I really appreciate it. You know, thank you for giving me the time of day. You know, like I said, you're a legend in the valley.
I appreciate
you know?
that, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Is
you
there
know
a
what I mean?
couple of shout outs you want to give before
Man, big shout out to all my boys from the San Fernando Gardens, man. We got a heart of gold. We're hardworking. We got big dreams too. You know what I mean? Like, man, big shout out to, man, you know, my boy Buller too, my boy Anthony. You know what I mean? My boy Vago, my boy Sharky, all the LGs, you know what I mean? My boy Snoopy, my boy Pina, all the Ruthless Kings, all my artist friends, man. Manny Velasquez, Levi, and Erica, you know, Desi, all the Great One-Eighters, you know what I mean? My mom, my dad, You know what I mean? Everybody that helps me, everybody that supports me, bro. All my people from Instagram that support me, that always comment, man, I love y'all for real. Like, other people that hate on me on my comments, I love y'all for real too. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody because I'm a product of everybody here. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you put me in a blender and I come out. You know what I mean? Because of everybody here, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm a reflection of who they are too. You know, and their dreams and aspirations and their failures. You know what I mean? So I want to go ahead and give everybody them a shout out, you know, and everybody I didn't mention, man, you know, like if you have my number, you could tap in with me, bro. I love you, bro. Like, I don't give my number out to everybody like that, you know what I mean? Pero that's a lot because my number's online. Pero like, if I can answer you and save you on my contacts, my boy Weezy, man, like, man, he's been riding with me too, bro. You know, like, man, who am I missing, bro? Like. Hey, if you miss him, bro, just know I still got love for you, dog. But all the people I mentioned, hey, a big hug to y'all, bro. A big hug, man. Big love, bro. And I hope that we're able to go ahead and, you know, keep on building, man. Keep on building, bro. You know what I mean?
I just want to give the homie his flowers right now. It's a legend straight out of the 818. Doing great things, you feel me?
Straight up, bro. And shout out to you too, bro, you know what I mean, for taking the time, you know, off of work, still coming up here, setting up, buying, you know what I mean, the batteries, coming up here, you know, sitting down with me, giving me your time of day as well, bro, because, you know, this is how we start building together, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, again, you know, thank you for inviting me into your community. Thank you for, you know, inviting my boy Buller into it as well, you know, for the love that you guys showed us, you know, everything, you know.
Yes,
I really
sir.
appreciate it, you know, and like you said, you know, we're gonna start building from here, you know.
Yes, sir.
This is the first, but definitely not the last, you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? We got things coming, you know, for the valley. You know, we all gonna be tapped in, you know. Like I said, we gotta stick together, room at the table for everybody. You know, let's just eat at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, man. The people at the top, they don't beef it, bro. They collaborate, bro. You know what I mean? And we'll go ahead and try to go ahead and do that. Man, yeah, and you know what I mean? You can go ahead and follow me on my Instagram at JP Murals, my TikTok, JP Murals 1. I'm going to start posting more on my Facebook. I mean, yeah, you can follow me on Facebook too. I try to go ahead and be on all social media platforms because I want my art to be out there, you know what I mean? And there's one quote that I always say, man, don't give up, don't give up, don't give in. All the cool kids stand out, you know what I mean? So, yes, sir.
Damn, that's perfect. Thank you again, bro. Thank you again. All right, everybody. That's another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. Again, I'm here with JP Murals. You know, again, thank you for the time and everything, bro.
Thank
we
you,
wrapping
sir,
it up.
Hey, thank you so much, bro.
All right, later, y'all. We out.